They got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul Bearer, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. Ted DiBiase, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face, here live on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. If you're listening to this on delay, please go to YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscription, and tell all your friends about it. I am Chris Rucker along with my co-host EJ Reed, and we are here to talk about the world of professional wrestling. How you doing, EJ?
I'm doing swell. Another day, another dollar. How about yourself?
Swell? What a good word. Close to spectacular, like they say.
Yeah. First thing that popped in my head, so I went with it.
Yeah. I'm doing good. Doing good. We're, what is today? Tuesday? So we're 2/5 of the way through the week. Got a long weekend coming up.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend.
You got any big plans for Labor Day?
Nah, no big plans. How about yourself?
No, nothing. Wow. I just put it together. This is the first week Labor Day that AEW is not doing a show. Normally Labor Day is when they run all out.
Yeah, they pushed it back to late September, and WWE said, all right, we'll create a show to be on late September as well.
I can remember Marty when he was on the show, he'd be pissed because he worked at Mattress Firm and it was like their holiday time and he couldn't take time off. So he's like, I'll never be able to see an AEW pay-per-view because I think they only had like 3 a year then, and they were all holidays. And he was fucking furious.
Yeah, Memorial Day for Double or Nothing, Labor Day for All Out.
Yep.
And then, what was the other one? I don't know. He may have been able to watch Revolution. That's usually random.
Well, he was talking about wanting to go to him.
Oh.
So, yeah. And he couldn't take the time off to go because he was like blacked out at work. Because holidays and mattresses, mattress sale. Big sale. But, yeah, no AEW. WWE Clash in Paris this weekend, so they took over. But, yeah, I got no plans. This past weekend, though, cleaned out the smoker, fired up some ribs.
How'd that go?
Swell.
There you go. I see what you did there. Nice. How much what you do? Like a rack on, 2 racks?
I threw 1 rack of ribs on, and I threw a bunch of boneless, skinless chicken thighs on also. So it's pretty good. Daughter ate a lot of them. Girlfriend liked them. I liked them. So it was a good time. The ribs were an all-day thing. I did the 3-2-1 method. So 3 hours on, 2 hours wrapped, 1 hour just back naked again, and then waiting on them. And it was so worth the wait.
You do your own barbecue sauce, or you get like Baby Ray's or something?
EJ, we've talked about this. I'm lazy. I'm a lazy cook. Okay, I'm not. I'm so lazy, EJ. I didn't just not make my own barbecue sauce. I bought the pre-seasoned ribs.
I mean, I gotta do my own rub, man.
Nah, I was going to, but it was only like $3 more to get some Kansas City ribs on there, and I was like, I haven't smoked in a while. Like, I'll just buy these that way. I ain't got. That's one less thing I got to worry about, you know. So
Yeah, most all you need for a rub is like a little salt and pepper, but some things sometimes calls for a little bit extra. But for the most part, you need salt, a little pepper. But hey, if you can skip that step, I guess more power to you, right?
they were good. Like my dog said on Friday after next, you need no teeth to eat my beef. Or was that was Martin?
That was Martin. That sounded like Martin. I must say, I know it wasn't a Friday movie because I know Elroy's had a barbecue spot.
Yeah.
Makes it so good, make you want to slap your mama. Yes, literally slap his mama.
That boy said it's only one location, so it's nearest you.
But yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, I was gonna break out the smoker this past weekend, but I'm like, nah, because I ate some barbecue when I was in St. Louis, and you know, I got a pork shoulder. I think I'm just gonna freeze it. Maybe do it sometime in September. This doesn't take as long as like a brisket, so.
I mean,
Take
we're
like
right
3 or
around
4
the corner to fall, EJ. Football season's in the air. Week 1 of college football's this weekend. NFL the week after. We'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks for who's fighting? Canelo and
Crawford.
I'll be there for football. You'll be there for the fight. I feel like if you're a real football fan, you should experience being in Vegas for a weekend during football. It's just fun.
I mean, every time I've been in Vegas for football season, usually none of the activities I do are centered around football.
Nah, I mean, it's like you live in the Central Time, so football starts at 11 college football, and then 12 pro football. Bro, fucking 10 a.m. in Vegas is pro football. 9 a.m. is college. You wake up, you ain't even got the fucking crust out your eyes yet, and kickoff's happening. You go to a sports book. I like Circa. I like going to the bar at Circa, just kind of standing there. All the fucking screens they got. It's just a vibe. I did it last year for the first time, and I was just like, yeah, this might have to be a yearly thing. I did it for week 1 last year, though. We're going week 2 for the NFL, so it may or may not still be as live as it was last year.
Yeah, I don't know if I've been in Vegas for like week 1 or anything like that. And like you said, I guess it's like the surroundings what makes it a vibe. Because we talked about this probably in my earlier days of the show. I wasn't a fan of like the early football time. Remember I was in California for like 3 years. It's just, I don't know. It's just too early for me.
I don't know. I feel like you get especially the Cowboys, they always play at 4:30 where I am. So the game's not over till damn near 8. So that's like your whole Sunday. Now, when they play at 1:30 and the game's over at 2, you got the rest of the day in Vegas. And thankfully, when we'll be there, they're playing at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's a morning game. By the time it's over, it's 1:15. You got the rest of the fucking day to do whatever you want. Oh, it's so good.
That aspect was good about it because the Cowboys always usually, like you said, play in that 4 o'clock slot. So they be on at 1 o'clock a lot when I was in California. That was good, but just those damn 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock games for NFL and college, I'm like, shit, eating. Like you talk about morning cartoons with the wrestling, that's morning cartoons with football back then when I was there.
I guess because I'm an early morning person anyway, so I'm already up. So if I'm gonna be up, then fucking put some football on, like, and I love that shit. Like I said, you go to the sports book, and it's just crowded full of people, and then when you leave, You can go take a nap. You can go do whatever you want. You got the rest of the day. I love it. I love it. If I was in Vegas and football was on at like 4:30 for the Cowboys and it wasn't over till damn near 8 o'clock, I feel like it would take up my entire day in Vegas and it'd be a waste. But the fact that it all starts 3 hours, that 3 hours is a big difference, man.
Yeah. Well, I see your points that you make, but I know you're like a Bloody Mary guy. I like mimosas, but back when I was in California, this was during a lot of the shitty Gamecock years. So a lot of 10 o'clock games, like I like to have a beer. I can't have a beer at 10 in the morning. I mean, some people could do it when they go to the tailgate, but I didn't feel right drinking that early.
Just so you know, I'm more of an espresso martini guy now than I am Bloody Mary.
Ooh, look at you, sophisticated now.
Though Bloody
Espresso
Mary
martini.
may be healthier because it's like vegetables, tomato juice, a piece of bacon, you know. Espresso martini's got all that fucking sugar in it, but a good espresso martini, oh my God, I might start playing my nipples while I'm at the bar.
And you already kicked off your pumpkin spice season, so I'm sure there's some type of pumpkin spice infused.
If they give me a
alcoholic
pumpkin
beverage.
spice espresso martini, oh my God.
Be ready to cream your pants.
I'll fuck the bartender. I don't care what he looks like.
But yeah, man, that creeps up on me. I thought I may have talked about this on earlier on the earlier show that we did. Seems like football season. Well, it is the shortest professional season, but if you think about it, if you include like the preseason game, it still lasts 26 weeks, which is half a year. From preseason to that Canton game until Super Bowl, I think it's about 26 weeks.
It doesn't feel like it though.
Does it? I feel like the Super Bowl didn't happen that too long ago for some
I mean,
reason.
if your
It's like
team is in the Super Bowl, yeah, but when your team is fucking eliminated in week 7, it feels like pretty short season, pretty long off season.
I don't know about you. I know a lot of the past seasons, as the years gone by, it's been kind of waning a little bit, but I hadn't kept up with none of the like off season camps and all of that, and I made sure to kind of avoid whatever bullshit Jerry Jones is talking about. Like, I don't even know what's really going on with the team right now.
Yeah, a lot of drama. And
Like
they
what?
just had that
I know-
fucking Jerry Jones documentary come out on Netflix, which I hate to say is really good. Like, people that don't like the Cowboys are going to end up liking the Cowboys after this.
Yeah, my homeboy from law school, his name's Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Lippman. He was trying to get me to watch that because he's a Jerry Jones fan because he's Arkansas. He's an Arkansas guy. So he likes Jerry Jones. He's like, you got to watch this doc. I'm like, I'll make it to it. Not in a rush.
Nothing like a documentary documenting how good we used to be 30 years ago.
That shit flew by, right? I remember like
They don't
my early
feel like
college.
it.
No, like it just got up to 30 all of a sudden. Because I remember like my college years, like meeting people. You tell them the Cowboys fan, they hadn't won anything like 10 years ago, and now fast forward, you ain't win nothing in 30 years. I'm like,
It
shit.
doesn't feel like it flew by to me. It's definitely been 30 years. And it's fucking annoying. And the most thing I hate is like these motherfuckers that wear these these shirts that say like, we got 5 rings. What's taking y'all so long to catch up? Man, you don't shut up them dusty ass rings. We hadn't won since fucking Clinton was in office.
Yeah, it does feel like you said a long time since we won, but I'm just saying it seems like you gotta keep readjusting it because you're like, wait a minute, we hadn't won in this many years now.
Yeah.
Cause I remember like when I was a young adult, like yeah, we hadn't won in 10 years, and now it's next thing you know it's fucking 30. But yeah, it does feel like age. I was a fucking kid the last time we
Only
won.
people we can talk shit to are like the Redskins, the Falcons, the Lions. You know, people like that that either haven't ever won or they haven't won since before we did. But shit, everybody else pretty much has a Super Bowl since we won.
Oh, the 49ers still talk shit to them. That's like a huge pain in my ass 49ers fucking fan.
Isn't it weird how everybody makes it seem like the 49ers are so good, but we've won a title since after they did? Like,
The hypocrisy is crazy, right?
like imagine if we'd have won that NFC Championship game in '94, and we'd have won 4 in a row. The Niners wouldn't have won since like the '80s. But yet everybody still acts like they're so good and we're so. Now, granted, they've been to 2 Super Bowls since then. I'll give them that. But still, they haven't won anything.
Yeah, it's almost like they're getting the participation award just because they've made it to the NFC Championship game. Oh, that's a big accomplishment, but still, like you said, they hadn't won the big one. So why are they not getting the same type of hate or whatnot? I think we all know why, but still.
Jerry Jones isn't their owner. This fucking guy.
Exactly, and
see, Chris, the reason we get so much more attention is because we're the Dallas Cowboys, right? So when you're trying to get the 49ers on there and you're trying to circumcise a mosquito, I know that doesn't quite make sense when I say things like that, but when you're trying to circumcise a mosquito, you can't because you're not America's team, and that's why.
Hey, that's a pretty good Jerry impression.
Thank you. I've been listening to that cocksucker's bullshit for 30 years. This fucking guy fucking my microphone up.
He came out hot out of the gate. He took it over in '89.
Man, he let Jimmy Johnson came out hot. He got rid of Jimmy Johnson. Ain't done a goddamn thing since.
1-1 with Barry Switzer.
That was Jimmy Johnson's team.
Yeah, but he still is, at the head. A lot of people say that, but when you bring up Mark Jackson's team, still Steve Kerr still gets the credit.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that
I don't know, man. Before we move on to wrestling, has there even been any updates on Michael Parsons? That's literally the only thing I've been keeping up with it off season.
No, he wanted to trade. He said, I don't want to play for the Cowboys no more because Jerry Jones is a piece of shit. And they said, we're not trading him. So he's been in training camp, but he hasn't been working out. Now the season's about to start. He still don't have a contract. Well, he's got his rookie contract. He's either going to have to play or he's going to have to fake an injury or he's going to lose money. And we're talking like $1 million a week that he's going to lose by not playing.
Why doesn't Jerry want to pay him?
So, you should have been paying attention, EJ. Where you been? Apparently, Jerry called him into his office one day to talk about quote-unquote leadership, and it turned into a contract negotiation. And from Michael Parsons' view, he said, I like the numbers and everything, but I still got to run it by my agent. Jerry's saying, we fucking agreed on it, and now your agent's not wanting to do the deal. Jerry doesn't like his agent, so he's trying to do the deal with just Michael Parsons, which, oh, by the way, is against the collective bargaining agreement, and the NFLPA isn't doing shit about it. They're just basically trying to let Jerry Jones and a fucking 24-year-old make a hundreds of $1 million worth of money, and Jerry's trying to fuck him over, and his agent's like, no, we're not fucking doing that. And Jerry's like, you shook my hand and told me that was a deal. And Mike is like, I never did that. I thought we were there to talk about like leadership and where the team was going, and all of a sudden we got the contract talks. So Michael Parsons put a statement out that said, look, Jerry's been talking shit about me, him and his family, saying that I did this and that. I no longer want to be a part of the Cowboys. I formally fucking request a trade.
That's the only part I saw. I didn't know what led up to it, and you explained that. I mean, Jerry Jones being an asshole, I feel like he's got the slave owner mentality kind of. Man,
well, now EJ, let's not go there when we do. I know I was in that picture a few years ago, but I was just a curious boy. I had no idea that they was letting coloreds in the school back then. And
what an asshole, man. I don't wish death upon anybody, but I think the team will be in better shape, once it's his time. He's in his 80s now.
Speaking of death,
football.
Let's get to wrestling. Ozzy Osbourne died a couple weeks ago, and his name was brought up on Monday Night Raw by one Becky Lynch. Did you see this promo, EJ, between Becky and Nikki Bella?
I did. Daytime wrestling, it was on early.
For those of you that didn't see it, if you're listening, at one point they were in Birmingham, England. Becky Lynch said the only thing good to ever come out of this city died a month ago. Talking about Ozzy Osbourne. She said, but at least Ozzy was smart. He left and moved to LA. Because if I still lived here, I'd probably die too. Kelly Osbourne did not take well to these comments. And she went on social media ripping Becky Lynch. Tagged the wrong person, by the way. So some random fucking Becky Lynch stan account got tagged by Kelly Osbourne on Instagram. Do you think this promo was out of bounds at all, EJ? Or do you think it was just... You think it was just a wrestling promo? I'll tell you how I feel, because I felt both ways about it.
That fan account she tagged, they lit now.
Right? I wish somebody would accidentally tag Boot to the face and some shit like that.
When I first heard it live, I mean, I've heard the most crazy things in wrestling, outside of wrestling. So, like, my ears perked up slightly. I'm like, ooh. But the way I saw it, like, she almost like paid compliment to him. She said the best thing that ever came out of there was him. And so, like, she's working. She's working, man. I mean, Kelly knows. Ozzy was involved in early WWF. She knows that it's fucking a work and she's playing a character. So I know it's kind of sensitive because it just happened, but I thought it was kind of clever, actually.
I felt both ways about it. Like, I was like, She did give him a compliment. She said the best thing to come out of this town died a couple months ago. But when she was like, if I lived here, I'd probably die too. I was like, okay, that's a little far. But she never, honestly, I don't think she ever disrespected him. I don't. Now, is it soon to bring it up in his hometown? Yeah. But she's a heel. Again, she didn't say, like, yeah, he should have died 20 years ago. I didn't think he'd make it past season 2 of the Osbournes. Like, she didn't talk bad about him. She said he was the best thing to come, and he was smart. So, I don't know. I think it's fair game, but I also think you can't get onto the family for being like, what the fuck, man? Like, y'all talking shit about our family member that just died for a pop?
I mean, I know Becky's got swing, but I don't know. That seems like Becky probably does get a lot of input in her promos and whatnot, but it still runs by Triple H. And how come, like we always talk about, how come he's always absolved from this?
Well, EJ, see, when you have a guy like Triple H, you know, he does skate all the criticism, but I feel like tides are turning in WWE right now. I think the fans are getting a little annoyed at how much money they're having to pay for tickets and all the subscriptions you gotta have to watch, and now you're about to have to pay $30 a month for the ESPN app. Are we still gonna just get 5-match shows? Like this Clash in Paris show, it's a decent little card, but you could put 3 or 4 more matches on there. You know, we always talk about how long AEW's cards are. Well, WWE, this is like Saturday night, WCW Saturday night. It's like 6:05 Eastern time. This shit's over in an hour.
Yeah, very compact. And like we talked about before, when it comes to these quote-unquote B-level pay-per-views, they get in and get out. The crowd's hot. They get in and get out. Say, fuck y'all, no kind of storyline progression, and move on.
These overseas shows are basically glorified house shows now. And I wonder when the fans overseas are going to be like, man, fuck y'all. I'm not paying £75 to come here and chant Roman Reigns, for nothing. Like, when are they going to get it? I don't know, man. I think tides are turning. I think in the next year or so, it's going to be a different vibe around WWE.
Well, two things. I don't think they'll get tired of it, even though they are going there more often. They're spreading it out. I know the United States is huge, but uh, Europe consists of a bunch of different countries, so they're going more often, but they're hitting up different countries. So I don't think they ever will get tired because they don't get to see it that often. And about the tides turning, I can see for some reason WrestleMania be a point, like you said, where the tides will change. Once people see they go back to the same place, they're gonna have to put on a hell of a show to not have that narrative that you talk about that starting to linger in. They're gonna have to knock that shit out of the park. Because if they go back to Vegas and they put on like a so-so event, fans gonna be like, man, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen both spectrums, right? Or all spectrums. I've seen people that are like, I'm not going back to Vegas. I'll wait till next year to see where they go. And then I've seen people like me that are like, well, I mean, Vegas was fun. I just won't go to WrestleMania because it costs too much. But I'll go do other shit. Like, I'll go to GCW, or I'll go to WrestleCon, or I'll go to, TNA. Like, I'll go see all the other shows, but I'll still be in the city with the vibe. And then I've seen people that are like, I'm already on the list to have my tickets again. Same place I sat last year. Like, there's some people that don't give a shit. There's some people that are in the middle. And there's some people that are like, man, fuck that. This is the same thing. Like, WrestleMania is supposed to be a traveling circus. I put my vacation time around WrestleMania, like, to go see different cities. So,
I'm like 98% on the side of like, fuck this. We already talked about my specific way I'll be back is if Dwayne Johnson's on there, or if somehow they convince Stone Cold to get on there, I'll probably consider going. But other than that, stay my black ass right here.
I don't want to see Stone Cold back because I was in the building for his return match against Kevin Owens, and I want that to be it. That was a perfect way for him. If you're ever going to come back, I think Stone Cold had the best ever come out of retirement match and then walk back into the sun. Now, as a fan of him and The Rock's feud, I do wish he would have kept his last match against The Rock, but that match with Kevin Owens was so much fucking fun. And that would be 5 years ago almost. Like, Austin ain't getting no younger. Them knees is shot, buddy. He can barely chase them fucking cats around his ranch.
Hasn't even doing like the Kobe, like the plates or the cells, the whatever they call it, the replacement they do overseas.
I don't fucking know. He's been racing go-karts as far as I know.
I thought somehow he like kind of found the fountain of youth and been able to get in like in the best shape or something.
He is ripped now for a fucking 55-year-old. He's fucking gotten ripped, but he's always talking about like his diet and working out and eating chicken and rice and shit like that. And I can only have beer on the weekends. But yeah, I don't need to see Austin again.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it needs to be like some type of childhood favorite popping up at WrestleMania for me to go back. Like, Roman's a big deal, but I feel like he's kind of taking the role as like special attraction right now. He's not really worried about titles right now. Cody, or whatever he's doing right now, and we heard the Boo Birds come out for your boy Cody at Raw a little bit.
Interesting.
Roman was taken aback. I'm like, that's kind of interesting reaction. Roman was taking it back for another person. He was like, what?
Then when they boo Seth, he's like, yeah, I get that one.
Yeah, that's like breaking the fourth wall a little bit. I don't know how the people in the back felt about that, but it is what it is. Roman can do whatever he wants. He's he's bulletproof. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Like you said, we'll see. This 2026 will be a very interesting year for the perception of WWE.
Well, speaking of Roman, he came out Monday night, cut his promo, and he was backstage, and he's talking to Jey Uso. And this is what I don't like. Now, of the past 15 years in WWE, these are my two favorite wrestlers that aren't of the male division. I was a big Roman fan. starting with the bloodline, I became a big Jey Uso fan. These are my guys. The last thing I want to see is them on screen together and Jey Uso going back to the fucking little brother role. Like, what you think I should do, Us? Roman's like, man, fuck CM Punk. And they end the show with Jey Uso kicking CM Punk in the face. And it's like, this was the world champion at WrestleMania. He ain't just Roman's little bitch anymore, or is he? Maybe that's all they see him as. I didn't like it, though. I didn't like that. I don't like how they played Jey Uso as like the best friend to everybody. And then when Roman comes on the show, he just runs back to him. And Roman's like, nah, fuck all that other shit. You don't need to be friends with nobody. We'll fucking run a nigga over with a car or some shit. And Jey just does it.
But don't you think that mirrors real life a little bit? Like, no matter how much Michael Rooker levels up, aren't you still Big Brother Chris?
Not if he becomes a world heavyweight champion. And now he's got his own thing going on. Now he's like, we're on equal playing field.
But at the end of the day, you still used to give him noogies back when y'all in the dirt box. I
mean, I can like give him advice, but he don't have to listen to it. But if he's doing his own thing over here because I was a dick for years and he split off to get away from me, and then we finally reconcile, and at first glance I'm like, nah, you know what you should do? You should go kick that nigga in the face. And he's like, you got it, OG. And then next thing you know, a dude he's been friends with for years, he kicks him in the face.
I mean, I get your point of it, but I don't know. Without having Jey and Roman go at it, like, how else would you do the interactions between them? I don't know.
When Jey was Intercontinental Champion and Roman wanted him to come back to the bloodline and help him fight, Jey was standing up to him and like, man, fuck you. It's either going to be like this or I'm out. Now he's been world champion and he's just like, hey, bud, hey. He's like, what's the little fucking dog's name from Scooby? Scrappy Doo. He's like Scrappy Doo now. And I don't like that for him.
Look, Scrappy Doo, put him up.
Right.
Scrappy Doo, a little fucker. Yeah, but only slight different dynamics. Like you said, back when like he was still kind of under the thumb, Roman used to boss him. But now Jay's kind of asking for advice, and he's just kind of giving him advice instead of like bossing him. So,
put it like this: I would much rather have Raw ended the way it ended without the Roman and Jey interaction, with Jey just being like, "I'm fucking sick of Punk and LA Knight. Like, I want to be world champion," instead of Roman telling him, "Man, fuck them. You don't need to worry about them. Worry about yourself."
I'm kind of think of an example in recent history where you see like a faction or a tag team kind of go their separate ways, but then you see them occasionally interacting backstage. Like, we're not together anymore, but we still, kick it up some and tag occasionally. But I feel like it happened recently, maybe in AEW, WWE, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I mean, I think the point I'm making is not them reconciling. It's just he went right back to being the little cousin. Like, you won the fucking Royal Rumble that Roman was in. You won the world title at WrestleMania. You ain't gotta listen to this motherfucker no more. He needs you more than you need him. Or he wouldn't have begged you to come back to do Survivor Series last year. They just... Ever since Jey lost the belt to Gunther, they're just making him come off like such a fucking sucker. Like, even the whole thing with LA Knight and CM Punk, he's always just in the background. Like, it's almost like he's not even a real player in this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he's really in the title hunt right now. I thought he would have kind of been knocked down a peg, so I guess silver lining, at least he's fighting for a title right now. But like you said, maybe they need to put less segments of him and Roman if they're going to play it like that. Like, have almost Roman as like a crutch almost for Jey. Like you said, for him to revert back. I don't think it was as bad as like him being like the lapdog for him. But now that you pointed it out, I see, the nuances of him just basically Roman asking him to jump and he says how high.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Main event BFF Jey Uso. He's best friends with everybody in the main event. Well, EJ, let's get to some predictions for Clash in Paris since we've been talking about that. We'll talk about AEW Forbidden Door a little later, but let's predict this Clash in Paris show.
Let's get it. Clash in Paris. It's another daytime card. I think it's going down on Sunday. I think it starts like 1 p.m. your time or maybe even 12 p.m. your time.
I love it. Just like I love football in the daytime, I love daytime pro wrestling. And on a holiday weekend,
yeah, so they got 5 matches listed on here. Go ahead.
I might get up and drive to the casino on Monday morning just for the hell of it.
They got casinos in Georgia?
No, they got them in North Carolina. It's like a 2-hour drive.
Hey, that'd be dope too. Yeah, 5 matches listed on here. I'll go in order where I think they're probably gonna do. You got your Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch, who we talked about earlier, versus Nikki Bella for the WWE Women's Championship, Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Nikki was one of my favorites when she left. She hasn't been hitting for me since she's been back. Something about her promo style since she's been back that just seems fake.
I mean, I feel like she's pandering to the crowd a good bit. Maybe that's what's throwing you off.
It's like her promo style is, "What are you talking about, Becky? I'm doing whatever I want. Becky, I paved the way for you, Becky." And it's like, shut the fuck up. And I like Nikki Bella. She ain't got a chance in hell of winning this match. Becky gonna smoke her.
You think so? Yeah. Becky's winning. But I feel like one of these instances where some of these legends come back, they got to give them some title wins, because every time Trish comes back, she loses the title matches. Now I feel like they're going to go the same way with Nikki. I think, to switch it up, I think it'd be dope to have one of these legends win. Bring back Mickey. Let her get a win.
Oh, don't even get me started. Bring back Mickey for what? So the Undertaker can get it replaced by Michelle McCool?
Man, nasty work. Dead man. He's a legend. He does what he wants, but that's a topic for another day. So we both got Becky in this one. The battle for the Shula Fala, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Just a straight up singles match.
I almost want them to have Bronson win, but just picking against Roman is stupid. Like, even if you think he's gonna lose, to pick against him is just not smart.
So I think it's a little bit dumb they're leading into the Shula Fala. Of course, it was funny when they started doing it, but they're trying to put that as his moniker. Like, what happens once Roman leaves? You can't keep calling him the Shula Fala and the Tribal Thief.
Why not? He can just keep taking other people's shoes.
So, a weird gimmick, but I guess if they want to go that route, I guess.
Ghetto shit.
Yeah. Usually, you're able to predict what's going to happen in the matches based on what happens in the go-home show. But it seems like nobody really got the upper hand. They were just kind of brawling, and Roman did the jump off the steps, but nobody really got the upper hand, which is, I guess, a kind of a good thing because, you're not telegraphing what may happen. But like you just said, Roman doesn't lose often, and I think it's going to be a good showing for Bronson Reed, but at the end of the day, I think the Tribal Chief takes the win. So I got Roman as well.
I did like
So,
Bronson Reed's promo, and it's weird, right? Like when Bronson, Braun, Seth, and Heyman are together, they're like his dumb lackeys. But when they're by themselves with just Heyman, they come off like badasses. Like this group has no cohesion
at all. What did you like about Bronson's promo? I can't even remember.
I like when he was like, "Yeah, we're both Samoan, but your tribe is like, y'all were accepted. We were exiled. Like, you paid for your tattoos. I earned mine. Like, I had to kill a nigga to get this shit. You know what I mean? you went to fucking the biker tattoo bar and got yours. These is fucking teardrops on my arm. I don't know. He was just talking that shit, and I think the Australian accent works for him, for a big dude like he is. I also like the fact that he's a big dude, but he's not like he's not a Lashley or a Lesnar. He's more like fucking One Man Gang back in the day, or like Bam Bam Bigelow, right? Like he's a big slop. I shouldn't say sloppy, but like just a big fat motherfucker, right? But he'll beat your ass. Like he ain't just fat and can't move. Like he's fat and he can fight. I don't know. I think that's missing in today's wrestling, is a big motherfucker like that.
Yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow's a perfect example. Yeah, Bam Bam do the headbutt off the top rope and he does the splash. So.
Bam Bam beat your motherfucking ass. You say something crazy. Ask Major Payne. Even though
he was in that movie.
Yeah, even though Major Payne whooped his ass, but still, Bam Bam Bigelow, Tugboat, Earthquake. They had all them big motherfuckers. One Man Gang, Big Boss Man. We need some tough guys like that now. Bronson Reed fucking fits the bill.
You got Otis. You got that build. Remember he was like a monster heel when he first got with Gable.
Otis is a love machine. He ain't a tough guy.
Yeah, but it's not a whole lot of guys built like them. I feel like maybe in NXT they had a few and kind of fell by the wayside, but yeah, it's few and far in between. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, it's a good outing for Bronson and he comes away looking strong in a loss. So moving on, Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. You really don't talk about Sheamus a lot. I don't know if you're a Sheamus guy or not.
I'm not a Sheamus guy. I mean, when I have to watch his matches, they're always really good, but I just never been a fan of them.
I also don't remember if you like Miro / Rusev either.
I've tried, but it just never hit. He's basically in the same spot he was in AEW. It doesn't even feel like he's in WWE. Like,
well, go ahead.
I forget that he's even there, and then I'll be watching Raw, and this weird music will come on. I'll be like, who the fuck is this? And it'll be Rusev. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right, Rusev is here. And then that's it.
So, I feel like you took the words out of my mouth a little bit, because I feel like this whole coming back to WWE has been a flop thus far. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we got a good sample size, because he came back at the Rumble, and we're almost 9 months.
No, he came back after WrestleMania.
Okay, he can't. Okay, so at least 4 or 5 months, 6 months now. Anyways, sometimes you got to give things time to cook, because Naomi, I feel like she got kind of like a slow start when she came back from TNA, but she finally got her footing. So I don't want to kill Rusev off this quickly, but we know that Tony Khan overpays a lot of people, so unless WWE's paying more, like you said, this is like, usually I would say a lateral move. This might be like a slight step back, because as much as AEW isn't the perfect company. I feel like he was featured on like a bunch of pay-per-views when he was over there. This might be his first pay-per-view over in WWE.
Yeah, he
Like you
was with
said,
AEW like 3 years though, and he was like, he
this
would
motherfucker
win,
was
he
always
would
hurt.
lose. He won the TNT belt, and then he lost it and fucking went away, and then he kept trying to do the Redeemer thing, and then that would go away. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's what he's doing in WWE now. Like, he's there, but he's not there.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, even though he was sporadic, and I think some of it was injury, some of it was creative, but I feel like whenever he was up AEW, he just felt like a monster, like an imposing monster. Like you said, I feel like he had maybe one of the reigns was shorter, but I feel like he had when he had like the white belt or the Redeemer. I feel like he had a nice little run with the TNT title, and he
Yeah,
just
for
felt like a
cup of coffee, as they say.
But I just felt like he was a monster. I feel like you'd hit right now, like you said, he's just there, and the only person he's really fought with is Sheamus. So.
Well, like Sheamus said,
know.
nobody's buying you beating up a bunch of wrestlers smaller than you. And I think that was a shot at AEW.
It definitely was. But, yeah, like it's like the Andrade situation, and we've had a bigger sample size of him. He came back Royal Rumble 2024. That was the Royal Rumble I was thinking about. And what's Andrade's position right now? I think he came back because his wife, and then the motherfucker ended up getting divorced.
He's in a good spot though. Him and Phoenix.
Is he in a good spot though?
Yeah, you're on TV every week. You're in tag matches. I thought they were going to win the tag titles, but they lost. But still, like,
is he on TV every week?
he was until they lost.
I just feel like all of these motherfuckers that complain in that I heard were creative issues that are in the same damn place they were in the other company.
Oh my God!
Like we said, NXT.
I just had a thought.
What's that?
You know what they should do? They should have Rusev, Andrade, Aleister Black, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Mariah May. Everybody that's come from AEW should do like an invasion angle against the WWE. They should just start beating everybody's ass.
It should have done that a while ago.
But when the leader is revealed, it's Cody.
That would be something out of the box that would work. But the way to pull that off, since they already had these motherfuckers on TV, some of them are NXT, so of course they don't really factor into this. But like with the Andrades or the Rusevs and the Alistairs, have them go away for a while.
Yep.
And then come back and be like,
just start attacking motherfuckers.
And be like,
CM Punk too.
Yeah, I mean, you can leave him out of it.
Nah, put him in too.
But yeah, be like, because the way I was thinking about it is why you don't need CM Punk is because you could have these people that we named, like, we came back because we thought we were going to feel the love and y'all don't fuck with us. But like, CM Punk's already over. But what are you about to say?
Or instead of Cody, Jericho.
Yeah, word on the street, he's a free agent, and his time, like, it's sometimes, you know, time moves on and shit isn't the same. Like, whatever he's doing is falling flat in AW. He doesn't need to be in that company. The company doesn't need him. So yeah.
And I feel like as much as I don't like Jericho, when Jericho wants to get his shit together, he gets in really good shape, and he has a good run for like 3 months. And then he starts drinking again.
I just think him and Drake got the same surgeon with the.
Don't you dare compare Drake to Jericho.
With the whoever doing the core section, I think.
It's fucked up.
Mr. Miami, Mr. Miami. But Yeah, that would be a perfect way to do it instead of Cody, Jericho if he comes back. Have these people that we talk about go away for a little bit, and there you go. But that's probably not gonna happen because Hunter is at the head of the table right now with the pin. So he's just gonna keep doing stuff he thought about a while ago and watch
I got
Rusev.
Repeat. We got way off the beaten path. I got Rusev.
I got Sheamus in this one.
Okay.
Moving on. John Cena versus Logan Paul in a singles match. Who'd you think got the better of who on SmackDown? I think both of them were cooking.
Nah, Cena fried his ass up.
Really?
Yeah.
When I said that, I'm like, what the fuck did both of them say? I know Cena said he's a parasite and he just sucks out of business. I could be wrestling other people, all these other people besides you. But I feel like Logan Paul said some pretty interesting shit too. For some reason, it's slipping my mind. But I'm like, ooh, he talked about the 5 moves of doom. I remember that's what Logan said, and then he said other few little jabs. I'm like, oh, he actually have a point.
Nah,
maybe you remember a little bit better than me.
Ass.
Ah, man, he was talking about him going away, maybe in Hollywood, some Hollywood shit. I can't remember.
Yeah, everybody's already said that.
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty equal, but Cena was just the last one to get a word in, so that was your lasting impression when you felt like he cooked them.
Don't disrespect the GOAT like that, talking about Logan Paul beat him.
Yeah.
John Cena's the last real champion, EJ. The never seen 17. The greatest of all time.
Yeah, he turned babyface, but kept the heel introduction. That's not very PG era.
My nigga just woke up one day and was like, damn, Cody, you right. I'm a babyface now. All that shit I've been saying for the past 4 months, I don't worry about none of that. I was just bullshitting.
And you have callers on the radio show like he shouldn't have turned heel and this and that. I still think he should have turned heel. I just think the way they turned him face was fucking dumb as fuck.
His heel turn was fine, but then I feel like your boy Triple Nose just wanted to blame everything on Rock, so he sabotaged it.
Most likely. Also, the word on the street was he volunteered because Cody didn't want to turn heel. Was a rumor. Who knows if that's true?
Yeah.
So, I thought it was fine. He had some weird promos where were a little bit robotic, but I feel like as the weeks and months were going on, he was more comfortable in it. Like people were all about the reverse pipe bomb, so to speak. And now, retroactively looking back, it was all trash. That was fickle, man. The fuck out of here.
I mean, it does, like, looking back, it's like, man, he said all this, but then you look at him now, and it's like, oh, yeah. Like, all the times he beat the fuck out of R-Truth, and then they just walk backstage, and they're doing the little fucking mime thing. And it's like, what were we invested for the past 2 weeks or 2 months?
Yeah, like I said, I just hated the face turn, because it just happened out of nowhere. They could have made that better. And I bet you if they would have... Go ahead.
Imagine being a motherfucker in Omaha, Nebraska when he was doing his heel run. And you're there to see John Cena for the last time ever. He doesn't fucking pose for the crowd or any of that. He just comes in, gets his shit in, and leaves because he's a heel. And then he turns face out of nowhere like a month later. You're like, what the fuck did I pay all this money for? Like, I came to give John his flowers and he wouldn't even take them.
Yeah, that's just a part of the game. Shit happens, but yeah, well, I don't know, man. I'm sure once he retires, we'll have plenty of time to do think pieces on it. But as far as this match goes, I don't see Logan Paul winning for some reason. I got Cena.
Yeah, I got Cena also.
Moving on, And I got some things to say about this. For the World Heavyweight Championship 4-way match, you got your champion Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Jey Uso versus LA Knight. Who you got?
I got Seth Rollins.
Why? You think it's gonna be division interfering? Or
I mean, it's no disqualification. Now, if you would ask me a week and a half ago, I would have told you I think Roman's going to help Jay win. But when Roman came back, that fucked it all up. Now he's got a match because he was on the poster. And I was going to be like, there's no way he's not showing up. He's on the poster. And I thought he was going to come out and help Jay win the belt. But he helped him win the table match week before last. So, yeah, I got Seth Rollins. Jay bet not take the pinfall. LA Knight's right there. You don't need to be pinning Jey Uso.
Well, that kind of ties in to this whole build-up to the match because sometimes you just got to keep it simple, stupid. And this might as well be a triple threat match. Like, why do I even why do I need to even invest in watching a participant in this match? Sometimes, you want to think outside of the box, but sometimes it's been things that have been done in wrestling that just work. I don't understand why Braun Breaker just beat one of your participants in your World Heavyweight title match on the Go Home show.
But lost the week before to the other participant in the match.
Yeah, like, why is LA Knight even in this match? Why do I have any type of faith? And I know you're not an LA Knight guy, but still, why do I have any faith that he's gonna win if he just got pinned on Raw? And then, like you said, if he takes the pin, that's even worse. Like, get this guy back to the speed title if that's the case in it. I don't know. I
don't think they have that belt anymore.
Yeah, they shipped him to NXT recently, but still, like, I don't know. It's like you said, no cohesion with this group. These wins and losses are sporadic. One of the contenders for this match just lost, so why do I even have faith in him winning? Like you said, I think this is a glorified house show. Seth retains, and it's off to the next feud, which they probably just do a one-on-one match between one of the competitors in this match at the next pay-per-view. I don't know.
And then Roman, in his interview, he said Jay was the world champion. He's got a rematch clause, and he won the tag match at SummerSlam. Everything you said is true, but that doesn't mean he should be in a fatal four-way. That means he should be in a one-on-one match.
Well, what's the next one? WrestlePalooza? Maybe that's where we see the one-on-one match. And I thought they got rid of the rematch clauses.
Roman literally said he's got a rematch clause.
Or maybe only certain people in kayfabe can negotiate that.
I mean, Gunther got a rematch clause. After Jay beat him at WrestleMania, he just walked up to Adam Pearce and said, I want to fight Jay again.
No rhyme or reason. And I feel like something else like that happened recently where they did one thing for one person and then the next time it's different. Maybe not. Oh, never mind. I'm just thinking about like the refereeing in the match. How sometimes you get 3 times to put your hand down, and sometimes they just do one and then call it off. I feel like that's how it is with these title rematches. Like some people get it and some people don't.
That fella looked like he dead.
So yeah, but I mean, like you said, they'll have the crowd hot and. Like you said, you have a mimosa in your hand or whatever you drink. It'll be a nice little noontime thing to do, but I don't know if we'll get any storyline things playing out of this. I may be wrong. Maybe
this is gonna be a paint by numbers show.
Yeah, but you'll get your Roman Reigns chant. Ain't that worth it?
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, we ran through the whole card though.
Let's talk AEW. Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. Then we'll talk AEW Forbidden Door. My Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. She's won this a couple times now. down in NXT. One Fallon Henley. Whew. That's all I'm gonna say.
What was she on? NXT or
NXT
TNA?
last week.
Like you said, every time we record, NXT feels like it was 3 weeks ago, and Dynamite. But I trust your judgment on her winning the street clothes rest of the week. My street clothes rest of the week. I'm gonna pick one off the cuff. I feel like it's always safe to go with Seth Rollins. Didn't he have something gold and shiny on
It
yesterday?
was green. You like the Riddler.
It was green, wasn't it? Wasn't it shiny too though?
Yeah, it was definitely shiny.
Yeah. So my guy Seth Rollins, I think he's probably won mine the most out of all of our picks.
I don't know who would win mine the most. Fallon's up there. I think Liv Morgan's probably top of my list.
As far as ladies go, I can't even recall. I spread them out pretty well.
I think I've picked Cody a couple times.
Yeah, I know you picked Gunther and Cody sometimes. So.
Gunther be dressing. Might as well call that nigga Kraft.
Especially on his singles run, I feel like he was more of the militant type stuff. And once he got on his own, he's like,
My dog lost weight, got a stylist, put on some slippers. He's a shit. I choke a motherfucker out and go to dinner.
Getting that champion's purse, paying for Sachi, F.O. Sachi.
Fosachi.
But yeah, what else we got on the docket? We had a few pay-per-views.
Yeah,
Heatwave and Forbidden Door.
Heatwave, not a lot happened there, but I do want to touch on something that did happen at Heatwave. We don't have to talk about the whole pay-per-view because that was kind of paint by numbers as usual with WWE. But I do want to say this. A woman that started out as Charlotte Flair's lackey. Then she moved on to Titus Worldwide. Where, had we had street clothes rest of the week back then, Dana Brooke would have won that a lot. And she was 24/7 champion. She gets released. And she went to TNA, rebranded herself, and now she's the new TNA Knockouts champion. I am so happy for Ash by Elegance. Like, there's just so much, like, if you pay attention to certain wrestlers, there's so much shit. Her fiance, I think, died like a few years ago. Like, that was a big thing. She had the whole, like, flirtatious thing with Batista online. Like, did they hook up? Did they not? Like, was it some kind of work? I don't even know if you know about all this. Like, her and Batista were talking shit to each other on Twitter about, like, adult stuff. And that was like as over as she was at the time. But now here she is. Came to TNA, rebranded, got a whole stable that she's the leader of. And now she's the fucking TNA Knockouts champion. It just goes to show. Dreams do come true. Hard times don't last, but bad guys do, or whatever Scott Hall said.
Something like that. Yeah, I think she recently got married too, so congrats to her all around. Yeah, I remember reading about her and Batista, like you said, they were being dirty, but yeah, shout out to her for, a lot of people after they get released, they kind of go into a cave and you really don't hear from her, but she stuck with it, kept scrapping, and like you said, now she's the TNA champion, which is basically like the equivalent of NXT. She's still kind of connected with WWE. But all that being said, still not a huge fan of her, but no, shout out to her for getting the win.
What do you mean you're not a huge fan of her? She's dope.
I'm just not a huge fan. I mean, this character has been better than anything she's done in WWE, but I don't know. Some women and men, you just like seeing them in their ring and performing. she's not one of them. Like she doesn't embarrass herself in there, but there's never been a match like, oh man, I gotta turn on that Ash by Elegant match. You missing something. But like I said, I respect the hustle. Obviously, the higher up see something in her as well, because she was able to get that belt back to TNA. But that being said, I don't know what direction they're going in. I feel like this was just random title switch.
I don't think it was random. I think she's the perfect person to take it off of your girl.
Yeah, that needed to happen. I'm just looking at things from the TNA side of things. Because if you think about it, I'm sure they could heat up somebody whenever they want to. I think maybe Indy might be waiting in the wings, even though she's dealing with other things right now. But you only got like two people in the like women's main title scene right now, TNA. That's Masha and Nash. Who else is there?
Yeah. You can heat Danny Luna up at any time.
Well, she just turned heel. So,
Yeah.
but Ash is a heel. Like I
You
said,
can
I
heat
think
Killer Kelly up. Tasha
that's somebody.
Steelz.
Tasha Steelz got her thing going on with the Order 4, but Killer Kelly's definitely underutilized right now. They do need to heat her up. How did I forget about your girl Xia Li? I think that she'll definitely.
Yeah, she just got a new
Probably be-
contract.
They got her. They got Indy Hartwell, so they do have some. They just gotta kind of redirect them now that they have a new champion and heat them up. So
And as much as I just praised Ash by Elegance, she's also the type of champion that anybody could beat.
what do you mean by that?
I mean, if like Xia Li, as much as I love her, she's not on the list of like she wouldn't beat Jordan Grace. She wouldn't beat Masha, right? Like she wouldn't beat the champion of champions like that. But when you got a champion like Ash by Elegance, you could see Xia Li beating her and becoming champion. You could see Indy Hartwell beating her. You can see Killer Kelly beating her. You can see everybody. Now that you have a champion like Ash by Elegance, everybody can get it.
Well, they also said that JC Jane was the most beatable NXT champion.
And look who took
Still
the
got
belt
the belt.
from her from TNA. Ash by Elegance.
She took the TNA belt. She's still holding on to the NXT belt. They said she was the most beatable NXT women's champion.
And she will be. But
Wait, when does this happen? If she like they're real high on her.
when did she defend the NXT title? Against Jordan Grace at Evolution and Mariah May cheated for her?
She's gonna be going against Lola at whatever they call it in the next.
Lola gonna smoke that ass too.
I don't know. Lola, I was listening to the interview Lola did. She was giving JC praise behind the scenes. She said she's like one of the hardest hitting ones in the division, and she taught her a lot. I'm like, what?
The best thing
That
to
don't
do
sound
when
like
you're gonna
Jay.
beat somebody is to build them up, so it makes them seem like you beat somebody important. You don't want to be like, oh, that bitch is trash, and then you beat them. Like you just got done telling everybody she was trash. You want to be like, man, she's underrated. Like y'all don't even know. It's a cold motherfucker, and then you beat her.
This was like not even in character. She was saying that how JC has taught her the most backstage and whatnot. But shout out to JC for being a locker room leader. But that
She's
being
only
said,
been there for. She's like a 6-year senior.
exactly, she should be the locker room leader at this point. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of like levels but I wouldn't be mad at Lola going straight to the NXT title win, even though she hadn't even won the North American.
It's not straight to it though. She's been there for like 2 years.
Not straight to it per se, but I like to see how a champion works out with secondary belts before they run with the main belts. But that's just me. It's just me nitpicking. And sometimes it works. But they just got the North American Championship not too long ago, so that's the only thing that they've known for a while. But now that they have it, But we'll see. She's been Lola has been doing a lot of numbers over there in Mexico. Her appearances and the views that she's been getting. So maybe it's time.
She's definitely getting views.
But yeah, I mean,
I wanted Jada Parker to win that. I think it's time for Jada Parker to be champion.
I had a feeling Lola was gonna win. That's why I picked her. I don't know. I don't know how they feel about Jada because I feel like she's always been flirting with like that big breakthrough, but the powers that be, I guess, think she needs a few more reps. I don't know.
Go back and watch Heat Wave when Jada Parker's music hits and listen to that crowd. Not an NXT Performance Center crowd. They were in, where were they, at Philadelphia? Is that where they were this week?
Yeah, they're at Philadelphia.
They don't just cheer for anybody. Go back and listen to them. They wanted Jada to win. I think, is she still a little new? Yeah. But it's NXT. It's not like she's the fucking WWE Women's World Champion. It's NXT, man. Put the fucking belt on her.
Put the North American belt on.
No, the belt.
I mean, they put it on JC, so anything can happen. We'll see.
Exactly.
But what? I feel like even with Soul, they've been just having her doing a lot of backstage stuff. Like, what's going on with her? She's super over too.
Soul Ruka?
Yeah, that's it. And they just put the speed belts down at NXT. I don't know. I feel like this JC Jane thing is kind of like throwing stuff off a little bit. Kind of sucked the air out of the building somewhat. But, you had Blake Monroe and what's it? Jordan Grace. I think we both picked Blake to win. Or maybe I picked Jordan. I can't remember. But I don't know. Do you don't think they're gonna probably try to slot Blake in there in the main event scene?
She's just not hitting for me since she's been in NXT. She needs Toni Storm.
Well, Toni Storm's kind of tied up at the moment, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like you were a big Mariah May fan.
Yeah, but now she's
she had
Blake
the look.
Monroe.
You said she had the look. You said she could go, and now she's Blake. Y'all off her. Like, you didn't switch sides. Like, how the hell you switch sides like that?
Because I'm fickle.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Daniel Bryan told you about niggas like me. I'm fickle.
Yeah, we could move on from there. Then.
Let's talk some Forbidden Door and get up out of here.
Yeah, actually, one more thing before we go to Forbidden Door. I thought they should have let Javon Evans win. That's just me. It's because I feel like Oba's done all he can, but
Nah,
maybe they'll just go.
We need a light skin up in there to beat Oba's big ass.
You think Ricky's gonna get it?
Oh yeah, we need to make up for that whole Drake and Kendrick thing.
You had to have 7 more times ass whooping and the equivalent of how bad Drake got his ass.
We need one of us yellow fellas in there.
Nah, I mean, you said they could just go with your idea of just having Oba vacated.
Oba's like too, I don't want to say good, because you can tell he's still new, but he's just like too big, too strong, too like, the moves he hits on these motherfuckers should kill him, and they be kicking out of him, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, are you that strong and big? If you can take a little motherfucker like Javon Evans and throw him up to the rafters and then catch him and power slam him on the way down, and you get a 2 count, like, I don't know. I think he should take some of Gunther's stuff and he should save all his shit for the end And when he gets ready to win, he should just hit all the big shit. I don't think he should use his big shit throughout the match for kickouts. Because honestly, it makes him look not as dominating as he could look.
What, like his powerbomb, I think?
Yeah, it's like he used the Storm Zero like 4 or 5 times a match. And you think it's over, but they just kick out of it.
Yeah, you could have other things that are used for that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess whoever the road agent needs to have him tweak it. I want to say Bully Ray talked to him about something of that nature, but I can't remember. I can't remember.
I'm so sick of this nigga.
Because they were comparing him to Ahmed Johnson. I think it might have been.
You compared him to what?
Yeah, whoever. Oh, I think it was Bully Ray. I don't know. I think I was listening to the wrong show because fucking that Sirius XM app is fucking terrible. So they skipped me over to a show that I didn't even want to listen to. So I think they put the Bully Ray show on. He was like, he's more like an Ahmed Johnson, except he's coachable. We know the problems Ahmed had with like following direction, and I just told him that he just needs to do this and that. I can't remember exactly.
Besides being big and black, explain to me how the fuck Obafemi is anything like Ahmed Johnson. And I used to like Ahmed Johnson. But tell me how, besides being big and black, is Obafemi anything like Ahmed Johnson? Ahmed was from Mississippi? Where's Oba from?
I think he actually is from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay. Ahmed's move was the Pearl River Plunge. Oba don't even have a move. He just tries to kill you.
He does the pop-up powerbomb a good bit.
Ahmed couldn't talk. Oba can. You literally just said these niggas look alike. Fuck,
I think it was Baron Corbin or Billy Ray. They were on the show together and they brought it up. I literally listened to 5 minutes and then turned it back to the.
I'm praying it wasn't Baron Corbin because I like Baron Corbin on the show.
So yeah, somebody brought up Ahmed.
You just pissed me off.
It was definitely Bully Ray that brought it up because he brought up Mark Henry. He's like, Mark could attest to this a little bit more about how problematic Ahmed was behind the scenes or something like that.
I hate how Mark Henry doesn't fucking call Bully Ray out on his bullshit at all either. I literally just disconnected my Sirius XM the other day because I was like, all right, because what I do is every year I get like the little deal that they have where you get it for like 3 months for $5. I do it between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and I still had it, and I heard him on there, and he's just going on and on about how great ECW was, and it's like, shut the fuck up. ECW is fucking trash. Absolute garbage. Go back and watch all you ECW fans, go back and watch that shit. It's worse than the Attitude Era.
I was a fan of ECW.
It's worse than the Attitude Era.
But anybody besides him doing that for ECW, anybody that glorifies their era and like no other eras could be is great, just make me sick.
Yeah, but he's super annoying with it. When AEW was cooking, it was like every time I listened to Busto, he'd be like, you know who did it first? Me in ECW. And every time something happens, he like always tries to inject himself in it. Like, you were not that nigga. I'm sorry. Yeah, you won the TNA World title when they had no other heels to put it on. Congrats. But you were not that guy.
You know who else does it, but he just doesn't do it as loud? Tommy Dreamer does the same thing. Every time something is brought up, it always comes back to him and what he did at ECW.
I would venture to say that Tommy Dreamer was way more over than Bully Ray ever was.
So that's interesting because Tommy Dreamer stuck around a lot later than the Dudleys got out of there pretty early on. I feel like Tommy Dreamer got absolved once the what you call it happened. So yeah, I mean, I think he pretty sure he's an ECW champion over there.
I don't know. I just like every time I hear this guy talk, he's just like he talks like he was such a fucking superstar in the world, and it's like you're not even in like the top 250 of like the all-time greats. Like I could literally, if I sat down and thought about it, could name 250 wrestlers, male and female, that are way better than you, and that had a bigger place in the industry than you did. Well, you were a great tag team. Congrats.
Yeah, I'm about to say we can't downplay his tag team career, but that's always tied to that little trio of like him and the Hardy Boys and Cope and Christian, formerly Edge and Christian, I guess, who we'll talk about finally in a little bit.
I feel like they get a bigger reputation than what they actually were too. They're like the Beatles. They were only together for like 3 years.
Edge and Christian?
Yeah.
3 years is a good sample size, though.
For the best tag team of all time? No.
Who puts them at that high regard? I don't hear that a lot.
People say they're one of the best tag teams of all time. The Hardy Boys are still together right now.
Not people. I've heard people say that about the Hardys. I don't really hear a lot of that for Edge and Christian.
Nah, they get regarded as like one of the best tag teams of all time, all because they won a couple TLC matches, which, newsflash, isn't even a tag team match. It's a gimmick match.
I don't put them that high regard. I definitely give Edge's. I know you were never Edge guy, but his singles run was way longer and way better than a little Edge and Christian stint.
He was definitely in a tag team with Lita's titties to do that, though.
Hey, wow, I didn't know you were going that direction, but
I didn't either. But sometimes I just say stuff. And I don't know what I'm saying until after I've said it. And then I think, that was pretty excellent.
There you have it.
Edge and Lita's titties were definitely a better tag team than Edge and Christian.
Okay. Rucker lets his intrusive thought win.
I don't even fight them. They're not even intrusive. They're just thoughts.
There you go.
Like Lita, they're thoughts.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
If he smirked a Hall of Famer, calling her thought.
Hall of Fame titties. Let's get to Forbidden Door, EJ. We gotta get up out of here. It's getting late early.
All the WWE talk, we barely gave AEW.
Nah, we gotta talk about my dog Tony Khan.
Oh yeah, what do you do this time?
Nah, his company. We gotta talk about AEW.
I thought I did think it was awkward him coming out with Martha Hart. It was so awkward. I don't understand why it happened, but hey, that's Tony Khan for you. And Oj looks like
it's Martha Wayne, Martha Kent, Martha Hart. Them the three Marthas.
Martha Wayne is Bruce Wayne's mom. Martha Kent is Clark Kent's mom, and then Owen Hart's widow. Some reason when you said Martha Wayne, I was thinking of Mother Wayne, Nick Wayne's mom.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, never mind.
You already said it. You let the thought slip out again. But, hey, I'm glad she made lemonade out of turned lemon into lemonades because she is just a featured character every week.
That's more like melonade with her. Them are melons. Them are not lemons.
I thought it was funny. But Christian, this was a month or so ago. He was like, "We already consummated situation." He said it right in front of Nick Lane. Like, that's this man's mom. And he talked like, he got to get these kayfabe hands. I know he's kayfabing.
Nick Wayne ain't fight.
But yeah, man, what were your thoughts about the pay-per-view?
I enjoyed it. I thought Forbidden Door was really good. I love a daytime pay-per-view. One, I didn't think. I thought they got the bullshit out of the way early, as far as like Edge and Christian and Kyle Fletcher. Like, as much as I like Kyle Fletcher, I thought they got the bullshit out of the way early.
Yeah, I mean, who won the match? Oh yeah, Cope and Christian won the match. Kyle Fletcher, you know, he had a fine match with what was it? Takashi. He had not Takashi.
Wasn't it
Takahashi.
Takahashi?
Yeah, he had the match with Takahashi. That was fine. Like you said, yeah, they got it out early out of the way. Noon pay-per-view, and it didn't like drag on. I think it was over by 3 something. So
Yeah.
Shout out to them for keeping it nice and concise. Hurt Business losing the belts, not taking a pin. Are those backstage rumors true? I'm guessing.
Whether those backstage rumors are true or not, I think, as much as I hated them losing the titles, there's nobody believable in AEW that can beat them. Like, it's just not. Like, it's like Rey Mysterio beating Kevin Nash. Yeah, you could do it, but let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, Rey Mysterio's not beating Kevin Nash. And so, and this also sets up a lot, because who'd you see hanging out with Ricochet and his crew last week on Dynamite? MJF. So now Bobby Lashley's got even more reason to be pissed off at MJF.
Yeah, why else would they be out there if it wasn't MJF sending them out there? 'Cause Ricochet, and although they didn't let Ricochet and the crew when he first got in there, so you could go either way, like have it be an MJF thing or Ricochet saying he leveled up and now he got his own crew.
It don't matter whose fault it really was. Lashley's gonna blame MJF.
That's true. So, yeah, it was a pretty good match actually, except they had that wonky ending. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
I was glad Brodito won though instead of FTR.
Yeah, they kind of threw a wrench in what I thought was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be FTR maybe. I don't know.
Take on Edge and Christian for the belts.
Yeah, I thought that's the route they're going to go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always feel weird about a thrown together tag team. Like Bandito and Brody got thrown together out of nowhere and won it. But I just want them to have the belts, just to defend it regularly and build up this tag team division. Because like you said, nobody was really believable beating the Hurt Syndicate. So now move Bobby up to world title scene, or even face somebody like Okada.
Talk about a shock about winning. I was completely shocked that Okada beat Swerve.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't that shocked because they're saying, you know, if I weren't looking at like news feeds that pop up, they're saying that Swerve is hurt, dealing with injury, I think meniscus.
Oh yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I just thought, oh yeah, he's gonna beat Okada, and then to have Wardlow come back at the end and beat the fuck out of Prince Nana.
Next to the NWO, like this Don Callis family has like infinite members. How many people they have? How many people? But that's like a safe spot to put him in because we know he's always in and out. So this is kind of a way to like just have him be involved and not have to have Don Callis do the heavy lifting, so to speak, right?
Yeah. I like Wardlow being in Don Callis family, but like you said, they do have a shitload of members, and they're gonna have to trim some fat because you still got Brian Cage coming back whenever he gets healthy.
Oh, I forgot him. See, they got to me. And what happened to Trent?
Trent Beretta? He wasn't out there?
I don't think he was out there. They got infinite members. Like you said, they got to trim some of the fat because literally you're taking away matchup options that these people could be having against each other and just trimming it down. Though. But it's fine for now. Like you said, even though you did have a muscle guy, I forgot about Brian Cage, but I feel like Wardlow's an upgrade from that and time to let this man. He's a former TNT champion. Time to let him cook some. But I think you still got to have like the head of that faction, Takeshita. I know you don't watch Collision, but I didn't expect for that match for him and Ishii to slap like that. That match slapped. It's on a random Collision, but yeah, it was fine. But one thing I was kind of, what piqued my interest is that Toni Storm beat Athena. I think we both may have picked Toni Storm, or I know one of these picks that I picked just for picking against the other stake. Maybe that was the match, but like, where do you really go with Athena now? Because like, she's still the ROH champ. Is she gonna go back there, or is she gonna stay on the AEW side of things?
Well, she's taken a couple losses. It started when she took that loss in that match in Mexico, where it was a multi-woman match and she got pinned, which made no fucking sense to me. Then she got pinned by Mercedes, and now she gets pinned by Toni. I think she's fine. She's obviously gonna have a match coming up with Billy Starks eventually, but I don't think losing to Toni, like, AEW is making Toni Storm their fucking woman, and I'm not mad at it. She beat Mercedes. She's beaten everybody else. She had that beef with Mariah May that was phenomenal. She's the only, like, 4-time women's champion in the company's history, albeit they've only been around 5 years. But I think AEW picked Toni Storm. First they tried to pick Britt Baker, and then they tried to pick Hikaru Shida, and then they've tried to pick a couple other women, but I think Toni Storm is the right choice. Like, this is about to be the best women's wrestler in the history of our company until proven otherwise. And I'm not mad at it.
I guess homegrown. I guess homegrown because still got Mercedes. If she keeps going at the rate she is going, she could make her case for being one of the greatest AEW women's wrestlers.
And then Jamie Hayter came back this week, but she was still fucking Boogie Nights Jamie Hayter.
I was just about to ask what you thought about Jamie returning.
There's just something off about her since she came back from injury. Like, she was such a badass when she was the champ, and I don't know what. It's kind of like Blake Monroe without Toni Storm. Maybe Britt Baker was the glue for Jamie Hayter. Like, just having that interaction in between both of them.
I think that juxtaposition between both of them, like Britt Baker being the boisterous one and Jamie kind of being like the kind of slightly silent badass. The tensions building with them, will they or won't they? And they didn't have any payoff for that, which kind of sucks. But yeah, maybe that's missing. And I don't know. Another one of your girls made her debut. Maybe they could finally do something with it, make her into a tag team wrestler, because they got these girls that are all down there on the mid card, like facing each other. Like they did the tie-in with Queen Aminata fighting Tekla, and that's what carried on to the pay-per-view and had Jamie Hayter pop back in. But then you got your girl Isla Dawn debuting on Collision. So I don't know.
She got smoked though. She put up a good fight. I did watch that match, but
yeah, she put up a good fight.
She's not world champion material yet. She's kind of TBS champion material if Mercedes ever gets rid of that belt. And you've talked about this before. I think AEW is in dire need of women's tag team title. They have so many really good women's wrestlers, but they're not like Sky Blue. Sky Blue needs a title, but she's not going to beat Mercedes, and she's not going to be the world champion. Like, at least not right now. Maybe in 2 years, but right now she's getting beat by Queen Aminata.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the belts are made. What Tony Khan said a couple weeks back is he's waiting on injuries. Like, what the fuck injury you waiting on? Are you waiting for?
Maybe he's waiting. Maybe he meant he's waiting on people to come back from injuries.
That's what he's saying. Like, but who? Deanna Purrazzo and what's Adam Morrison's
Deanna's
not
not
Adam
hurt though.
Morrison.
Deanna's wrestling on the Indies right now.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what injuries he's talking about. Who's injured? He's waiting for. Where we see all of these women on the mid card, like you got your girl Penelope and Megan Bain teaming up.
You got
Chris
Tay J.
Statlander. Yeah,
You could do
yeah,
a whole fucking reuniting thing with Statlander and Willow. You got Sky
man.
Blue and Julia and or Tekla. They could do the fucking freeboard rule with them three.
That's a tournament. You could easily do a tournament right now. So I don't know. I don't, how belt friendly he is. For some reason, why is he waiting? Why does he have them made and now? Maybe it'll happen at All Out. Maybe we're just being impatient.
I feel like the women's division in AEW, the lower card of it is way more interesting than the men's division. Now, the top card of the men's division is phenomenal, but I'm way more interested in the women's wrestlers in AEW than I am the men when it comes to non-main event stuff.
Yeah, I could see that because they don't, as far as like mid card level stuff, they don't really have any stories going on with them. But they've been doing a better job with storytelling with like the top guys. But what we see, your boy Scorpio with Skyflight, they don't really have a story except they're back. One thing that I guess they're trying to do with is they have been doing a little bit with Bowens and Max Caster, a little bit.
Sorry, EJ. I don't know who this Max Caster is, but his name is the best wrestler alive.
Oh man, I don't know how to.
Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive.
How he got that over, but he got over somehow. But like you said,
Fucking love it.
past that, it's just like the lower mid card is just a bunch of guys who can wrestle well, but not really much, like you said.
Yeah. Congrats. You're on the show with everybody that can wrestle well. Get over.
But yeah, I mean, speaking about like the upper part of the card, how'd you like the world title, MJF and Hangman?
I'm a fan of Hangman's dramatic ass matches. Where like there's always so much drama in it. He always just looks like he's so desperate to win. Like he's just fucking good, man. I don't know how else to say it. Like he makes me cheer for him. Even when I want him to lose, I'm like, fuck, man, look how much he wants this shit. Like Hangman is a motherfucker that takes you out of thinking, oh, this is pro wrestling. Like you get sucked into it and you're like, no, I really want him to win.
Yeah, Hangman, like you said, Hangman does a good job of having like the highs and lows and emotions going on in the match. I don't know, man. When him and Swerve did like the long feud, that just the light switch just turned on because early on in the company he was with the Elite, and I thought him being that drunk, down and out drunk, I thought that was really good. And then he had the redemption and got the title off of Kenny. But then after he lost the title, he was just kind of just floating around, and him turning heel and Swerve, being the yin to his yang, that was exactly what he needed. And like you said, one of the best things going on in the company. Thought the match was fantastic. I thought it was a little bit convoluted with the fucking ref thing. I don't know, like, why they had to make things overcomplicated with that finish.
Yeah, I don't get that either, but I try to ignore it. But it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
As good as MJF is, I feel like his matches always got some type of shenanigans and bullshit like that in it. I don't know. So the MJF didn't cash in, but you heard what Tony Khan said. He said, now you got to announce that shit before a week before you do it. He doesn't want it to be like Money in the Bank.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you got to announce your title shot at least a week before. when you sign that contract.
Then what's the point of it?
You get a title shot.
Man.
Hey, man, I still think he's gonna win it, but I think, like you said, that kind of, makes it exciting when you could just did what Christian did. Christian signed it on the spot and still lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so you're thinking MJF is gonna go back into something with the Hurt Business?
Yeah, I think Lash is gonna have something to say to his ass tomorrow night.
I'm curious to see what that is. I think you're right though. But before we get out of here, lights out. What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was overbooked, overdone, over
I thought
everything.
It was fun.
It was fun, but it's like I could have done without Ospreay coming out and saying, "I'm gonna need neck surgery after this match," and then them attacking him after them. Like, if you're gonna have the heels attacking, why not have the heels win? Instead, they lose, and then they still beat his ass after, and now he's out. And it's like, well, we already knew he was getting surgery. Oh, now he definitely needs surgery. But he already said he was getting surgery. If anything, I look at Ospreay like, you a dumbass babyface. If I need neck surgery, you know what I'm not doing? Going into a fucking cage match with a nigga that's been putting plastic bags over people's faces for the past year. He clearly don't care about anybody else's well-being. And I need neck surgery? And y'all gonna put me in a cage with him? No thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't looking at it the way you're looking at it, but I guess I just turned my brain off. But you make some good points. I mean, I guess they could have had the Death Riders and company win. But I do like, even though, like you said, he shouldn't have probably, basically telegraphed that he has neck surgery. But I like how they played it into the story. They didn't just have the baby faces go off with their hands raised. They led you to want to tune in to Dynamite to see what happens. That they beat his ass and took him out of commission. For some reason, my thing that I nitpicked about is he's getting his ass beat, and this is an open top cage. Like, why wasn't his friend trying to jump over it to save him?
Yeah, where was Darby Allin at jumping down like Sting? Sting would have been there.
Darby Allin, dumbass. This motherfucker is trying to kill himself. He jumped off the cage into those tables. Like, this motherfucker has no regard for his own life. But yeah, I thought it was fun. Like you said, there's some wonky things that if you really sit back and think about it, but it's supposed to be a car crash, lights out, non-sanctioned. But besides, like you said, we know we're not going to get Will Ospreay because it's neck surgery. But where does that leave, like, the winners of this match and then the losers? I don't really know where they go from here going into All Out next month. Yeah, it's still August.
Yeah, that's what the goal was, right? Does not know where everybody's going. I'd rather they took the Death Riders off of TV when Hangman beat Moxley, but it's like Moxley's just right back on TV 3 days later in a 6-man tag match. I don't know. I feel like the Death Riders thing is kind of run its course now. Once Hangman beat them, I think they should have separated them, but we'll see.
I think so. I think so too. But now that they still have him on there, the only thing that piqued my interest a little bit that I want them to tie up before they get rid of him is like what's going on with this Chris Statlander thing.
She's with Willow now.
This might have either happened on Collision or the pre-show. Haven't you been seeing like her and Yuta backstage like every now and then?
I've seen him for a couple of weeks, but I thought she had officially turned babyface when she came out and like beat up Megan Bayne.
Well, they've been doing like things on Collision and other shows that I give them credit for this. So Harley's been with Chris Statlander lately. Feel the wrath, and you know how Chris Statlander won the or 100 grand or whatever in that match. She was backstage with Harley. Harley was like, "Did you get your money yet?" Chrisette was like, "No, Tony ain't paying me my money yet." And she's like, "I'm gonna help you get your money." I'm like, glad they finally brought it up because we never see money up matches. And so she went into like the one-time talent only locker room and tried to get money, and she couldn't do it. And then like in the next segment, you see the Death Riders pull up John Moxley, go in there, come out with a wad of cash and gave it to Statlander. So
Oh no shit. Yeah, I didn't see that.
yeah, so I'm curious. That's the only thing I'm kind of curious with the Death Riders, cause now that they didn't write them off, which I think they should have done.
But that makes Tony Khan like a piece of shit.
It does.
Cause like you put up a match that's 100 grand to the winner. Statlander wins. She doesn't get her money. Harley Cameron comes in and you like, get the fuck out of here. And you gotta have the Death Riders ride up like, hey man, give her fucking money. And he's like, oh shit, my straight up, my bad. And he hands the money over to him. It makes Tony Khan like a piece of shit.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that, you always give it from a good perspective. I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, you're right. Tony Khan is kind of a piece of shit. I'll have to send it to you after we finish recording it.
That's funny.
But yeah, like you said, overall it was a fun pay-per-view.
Always is.
This is the first time that they've done this before. No, they've done it before All Out, but this is they kind of rearranged the time of year. So next up is All Out. A few weeks, I guess, from now.
Well, EJ, it got late early. Next week, we'll be predicting the NFL football picks. We'll be talking about WWE's Clash in Paris and whatever else happens in AEW. Anything you want to get out there before we get out of here?
Man, time flew by. We covered a lot. So, like you said earlier in the show, make sure you go on YouTube, subscribe. Also follow on Apple, Spotify, and all other social media platforms.
I want to give a big shout out to Fully Posable Podcast. They just did their 500th episode. And almost 10 years, they've never missed a week of recording a podcast. Isn't that crazy? No matter what's happened, they record every week for 500 episodes. That's wild to me. But that's why they are what they are. So shout out to Jeff, shout out to Scott, who I hung out with in Las Vegas. I've hung out with Jeff before in other WrestleManias, but hung out with Jeff and Scott. They are super good people in the community, always talking about action figures and pro wrestling. And 500 episodes, congratulations.
Yeah, shout out to Fully Posable. Keep on doing your thing out there.
You played craps with Jeff in Vegas.
I just watched y'all play.
Oh, did you? You didn't play? Okay, yeah. I was trying to learn. I've had 4 fucking people try to teach me how to play craps, and I still don't get it.
I tried learning during the pandemic. It was just too much going on with the rules. I quit trying. I'm like, fuck it.
Everybody's like, watch on YouTube. I'm like, fuck YouTube. I want to learn in person. And then I get in person, and there's so many people like screaming and yelling and so much pressure, and it's like, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot going on with craps. Whoever is good at craps, hats off to you. Cause
hit us up in the DMs. Let us know how you do it, because we're going back to Vegas in 2 weeks. So
yeah, and every time as a kid, when you think of Vegas, you think of people rolling dice, and I don't even know how to play the goddamn game.
Right. But that's all I got, EJ. You good?
Yes, sir.
For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Have fun with WWE Clash in Paris. I hope all your football teams in college football win, unless they're in the SEC and they're not the Georgia Bulldogs. For EJ Reed.
Go Cox.
What was that?
Go Cox.
I remember in high school, girls used to wear those hats, and I used to think it was like so funny.
Had your mind in the gutter.
I really did. But whoever decided to say "Go Cox" had their mind in the gutter too. But for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been another episode of Boot to the Face. Until next week, peace.